How did we get here? How did we get a country where the worst out of us are in leadership under the president and the deputy president? Because I'm sure anybody listening to me now would not want to teach their kids or their children to be like Ruto or Gachagua. I don't think they are the best examples for our kids. Basically, because first of all, they have no history. Nobody has a history of helping people. For example, like taking kids to orphans to school, or a foundation that deals with cancer or hearts. I don't know. I don't know. I've looked for it. I have not seen any. The other thing I think these people or this duo, they are a bad example. They are, if you want, I think if you talk about conmen, they are the best conmen. If you talk about land grabbers, they are. You talk about people who go to church and at the same time go to sorcerers and goes to Freemasonry and agree on immorality. These are the people because it is a reflection of us. Sometimes I tell Kenyans, let us not really, if you voted for them, don't be ashamed. It is a representation of Kenya because Kenya we have a culture of lies. That's one. We also have a culture of we believe in God. We believe in going to church, not particularly believing in God, but we believe in going to church. And that is why we have over 1.5 million churches across Kenya. Today, if you just Google church near me, anywhere in the world, even if it's in Nigeria, you'll find about 5 to 10 churches around you. So this is a duo, or this is a leadership that is not a good example to the next generation. I might be wrong, but I've tried to look for anything good about Ruto and Gashagwa, and I couldn't find any. The only good thing they have, which I have to credit them, they know how to talk and convince, and their lies are true. In fact, they are true lies. If you remember that movie, so that is the only thing they do. And but I don't think we have a future, and I don't think we have an example that we can teach our children. That I want you when you grow up to be like Ruto or to be like Ashagwa. I think it is the worst example of life. They're not good role models. It's unfortunate, my observation. They might criticize me on this, and because nowadays they arrest people, they may arrest me on this. But it is my observation, and I am thinking they need to either reform or I don't know, because there's nothing we can touch that can be attributed to them. You know, the way we can touch things that can be attributed to Matiangi or the late Michuki, we have a problem as a country. And I think we have to change because we are the light of the world. I'm challenging you. Just find what is good with them. And let us be deciding on the next kind of leaders we want to Kenya. We have only now 4 years to go. It is time to change. Yes, it is time to look for leaders that are beyond reproach, but not people who have been mentioned in land scandals, in murder, in all sorts of immorality and adultery and all those things. I think it is important we discuss amongst ourselves, not that we hate anyone. I know people say they are Christians, they are going to heaven or something. They lead us with the Psalms and Bible on this side. They raise up the Bible, yeah. But we try to see. I looked around the world. I'm very good in looking around the world. I'm a good history student. I don't know of a country where someone proposed to be born again. that prospered. We know what happened to Zambia. We know what happened to all these countries, that even the one on Liberia, when there was this guy called, there's a guy who was born again. And therefore, I don't remember the name, but I think he was a Liberian president. So we need to change as a country. This is not a representation of good leadership. It is a representation on what is ailing Kenya. Every bad thing you want to see, this is the best of us. Thank you.